Okay, let's get into this and that. Right after that, Dave's got a quick story he's going to tell us about Warren Sapp. I'm looking forward to it. Forrest was talking about it earlier. So we'll get to that right after this or that. Okay, Dave, we're going to start with you. This or that. This, Miami beats both Florida and Florida State, or that, Ohio State goes undefeated. I think I said, did I say Florida State? Yeah, they beat both Florida and Florida State, or that Ohio State goes undefeated. What say you, Dave?
I got to pick one of those two things. Well, I mean, yeah. I feel pretty confident in Miami beating both Florida and Florida State this year. I don't know Ohio State's schedule, but if I have a choice between Ohio State losing and the Canes winning, I'm taking the Canes winning. All right.
That's what's up, baby.
Yeah. I mean, I'm clearly an Ohio State fan, as you know, my backdrop stuff.
Look at that. Look at Forrest's background. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like the Buckeye. Nah, we're going to beat Florida and Florida State this year. I definitely think that's happen. I don't think the Buckeyes are going to go undefeated. I know they have a good team. Their schedules favors that. You know, Harbaugh's gone now and stuff, but no, screw them.
Yeah,
4 losses, hopefully.
I'm the same way. It's a clean sweep. I think we beat Florida and Florida State, and I think Ohio State. What I'm hoping for is they lose to Michigan again, and Ryan Day gets fired. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Gosh, you want people to lose their jobs all over the place. Florida, Ohio State, yo's coming.
All right. This, Miami sells out a home game, or that, Miami plays for a national championship.
Yeah, those are kind of connected.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's one thing I know about the city of Miami is they will jump on a bandwagon. So if we're playing for a national championship, they will sell a game out along the way.
Yeah.
You know what? But you know what? You guys were doing a podcast before the season even started, so OG
That's right.
fans. OG fans.
Yeah. I will say this. I imagine that they will definitely sell out that September 7th game against Florida A&M because Michael Yo will be at the Miami Improv coming up September 6th and 7th.
There you go, Rudy
Pavich. I'm just saying.
Okay,
that's the way to plug it, baby. Plug our show.
Let me just say this right now. There's no way they're selling out the Florida A&M game right now. I don't care how good the band is. They're not selling it out. It might be sold. They might sell all the tickets, or but there will be a lot of gaps in the seats there. There's that's like prime boating season. Right there.
I mean,
windsurfing.
Can we all agree on this question that the Florida State game will be sold out?
Yeah, true that. The Florida State game will be sold. That's always sold
out. So they will sell out a home game. It'll be Florida State. It'll be on ABC, 3:30 or 7:30, whatever. If they're both undefeated, it's a night game.
This was just more to take a shot at Hurricane fans because, look, I think we got to, like we're going to win the national championship. He's going to get the high. We're like so high this year. Like, at least let's take a shot at the fans and be like, hey, let's sell out the Florida A&M game. I know it's not going to happen, but maybe Ball State. I don't know.
Wait, doesn't Virginia Tech come to us?
Virginia Tech is in Miami as well, yeah.
So that'll be the 5th game. If they're 4-0, that Virginia Tech game has a good chance of getting close to being sold out, I think, too.
Virginia Tech is, I think that has a good chance as well, too, yeah. So that's true.
Dave, what say you?
Man, it's unfair, dude. They're handicapped. The game is an hour away from Miami, you know? It's an NFL stadium, dude. Like, I don't know. I almost don't even want to talk about it. It bums me out.
How great was the Orange? I remember going there, and I mean, it was scary. That's the problem. That's the problem with talking about it, is it's not coming back. So it's kind of like we got to move on. But there was nothing like being in a stadium that could collapse at any moment.
Yes.
But that was so much fun.
Where you slide down the ramps the water's going down those. They were like tilted like this with no grip. But the other teams were definitely afraid when you came there, because you'd pull up to that thing, especially like a night game or something, and you were like, what is happening? We're just in a neighborhood somewhere, and it's like crazy stadiums just shake. Like they're not afraid because they go to those nice cushy NFL locker rooms now, you know, and they're like, oh, it's nice.
Man, I remember going to a game as a kid at the Orange Bowl, and I had one of those like horns, what are the vuvuzelas or whatever they call, whatever. Yeah. And everyone was cheering and stomping their feet, and there were these pipes over us. And so I started banging on the pipe with the horn, and then the pipe started shaking like a cartoon, like the water pressure. And I was just like, Somebody's probably getting like like the trough in the bathroom's probably like spraying at someone right now. You know?
Hey, Rudy, do we know what year the Orange Bowl went away? What year was that?
I can take a look right now.
Somebody just put in the comments too, like sell the Marlins.
Sell the Marlins and take it back. I'll put that comment up there.
We'd have to tear down the stadium and then build a replica of the Orange Bowl. Like build a modern replica of it. Somehow.
Tell me about it. My best story at the Orange Bowl was, I don't know if you know, but like in the VIP section of the Orange Bowl, because I had a radio show on in Miami, and Mark Stoops is one of my best friends. He's now the head coach for Kentucky.
Sure. Yeah.
So he's one of my best friends. He was the defensive back coach for the Canes. Yep. So literally I had access to everything, and there was this VIP place in the Orange Bowl. It was glassed in and it had all the drinks you can have. It was open bar for the whole game, open bar in this VIP area. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about the university except the Miami Hurricanes football, because that's all I followed.
Yeah.
And this lady comes up to me, and I've been drinking a little bit, and she introduces herself, and she goes, "I'm a big fan." And I go, "What do? You a teacher or something?" It was Donna Shalala. Is that how you say her name?
Shalala.
Yeah. Donna Shalala. And she got so offended. She goes, "I'm the president of this school," and just walked off.
Yeah,
that's great.
They didn't even have replay screen. Remember, you were like, "Oh, let's take a look at that play," and it was just the guy kicking a football like in 8-bit lights. You're like, "All right, cool." All right.
Here's some information. University of Miami announced that they were moving out of the Orange Bowl after 2007 season to begin play at Sun Life.
Right. Yeah, 2008 is what I guess.
I can tell you, my buddies Danny Holloway and his brother Ryan Holloway should just be your fact checkers for this. He probably didn't even look that up. I'm pretty sure he knew that off the top of his head. Yeah.
Well, Holloway, feel free to watch every week and correct us when we're wrong. What was that show that Around the Horn? They would check the stats at the end. He could be our stat checker at the end. So now we can just say anything, and we'll just have a segment with him where he corrects us.
I threw out all sorts of stats when I was talking about Syracuse. I think we were on a 12-game win streak. Just pulled that out. I didn't even know we were against Syracuse. I'm like, I should. That's not even close to where we're at again. I don't know.
Danny, his brother Ryan, and my buddy Josh were the guys I was going to games with when I was in junior high, and we would paint our face and we would shave numbers in our head, like whoever our favorite player was at the time. We would shave it in our head to go to the games.
I love it.
Wow,
I love it. Okay, before we end the podcast, Dave, where can people find you? What do you want to promote?
So I have my own barbecue podcast called Meet Dave, MEAT Dave. So if you're into barbecue and into tailgating, check out my podcast, at Dave W Comedy on Instagram. I'll be back in South Florida in a few weeks performing at the Comedy Club in Key West. Come see me if you're in South Florida.
Forrest?
And we didn't get to it, but that Meet Dave podcast, Dave is like a master barbecue or whatever. That's his relationship with Warren Sapp. We teased it, we didn't say it, but
my bad. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your Warren Sapp. My bad. Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, literally just the broad strokes of it is that I've become friends with one of my childhood heroes because of barbecue. So Warren was coming out to, because Warren was a little bit older than us. So like when I was in high school, we were watching him dominate,
Yeah.
And of all the different ways through Miami I could have met or hung out with Warren Sapp, and just, he obviously is a famous person, doesn't always happen. The guy was coming out here to do a podcast with Bert or whatever, and just messages me out of the blue and just goes like, I want to come to your house for barbecue. And I was like, okay, Canes legend Warren Sapp.
Yeah, right?
Legends are always welcome here. And he goes, what's your address? And I was like, oh, you're for real.
Wow, dude. So you know who never
showed up at my house the next day, and I didn't know if he was for real or not. I was like, I better cook some shit in case he shows up.
That's amazing.
And Warren showed up. So then Tom and Bert came and showed up too. We sat here. So then he's met me places around the road when I'm doing barbecue events and stuff up in Georgia. He came and spent a weekend with me, cook a barbecue at Rec Tech. And then I don't know, it's just wild how the different connections go. Because of water polo, which is the most random thing about me, is that I love water polo. Gino Toretta messaged me the other day about the Olympic USA water polo. And I'm just like, if I would have told little kid me that Gino Toretto was going to ask me about water polo.
Yeah, I was with Dave one time just randomly, and you just caught a FaceTime, and it was just Warren Sapp, I think, in like overalls, no shirt, and he was asking you how to cook a brisket, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Well, that's every black man's dream, is to have a white person cooking for him. So
he's on the East Coast, and my phone will ring at like 6 a.m. and I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, how long do I leave chicken in?"